Okay, and the Gridiron Address is finally back, and we're going to kick off the show with a huge shout-out to Cody Johnson of Drew Coat Sports Talk for that awesome intro. Cody, really appreciate you a whole lot for helping me out with that and the thumbnails for the show as well. But, yeah, it's been a couple months, and we're doing quarterbacks. We're getting pretty close to the season now. Didn't really miss a whole lot. Picked a pretty good time to take a 2-month hiatus, but you know, these two guys, they were the first to step up when I sent the message in the group chat, hey, does anybody want to come on? These two, they've been on a lot. They've been super helpful to me in being able to do this show. It's Jason Calenzo and Shannon Smith. How are y'all doing this evening?
Great. Ready to talk some football. Shout out to Cody for putting one of my favorite quarterbacks on that reel there. Randall Cunningham, my favorite of all time. Thank you, Cody.
I saw a giant in there too, man. Glad to be here, Aaron. I am so pumped to talk NFL football right now, man. This is awesome. I appreciate being on.
Okay, and before we get a little too into it, I have some new stuff to play around with. I just got in a new mic and something else, and Michael said the new setup is nice. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment, Michael. Okay, but yeah, that's it. I got a bunch of voices on here. I've been having a lot of fun with it for the last half an hour, but let's just jump into it, y'all. We're doing quarterback rankings. We are starting at 32 and working our way all the way to number 1. Jason, I want to kick it off with your 32nd quarterback.
Woo! Okay, gonna put me on the spot here. Listen, I think this is probably going to be the worst football team in the National Football League this year. My 32 team or 32 ranked quarterback is essentially the quarterback room for the New Orleans Saints. I think we have Spencer Rattler. I'm sure you were going to be happy with that. I got to help you out here. I know that's your nemesis there, but Tyler Schaub, that quarterback room is probably one of the worst ones in the NFL right now. Who knows who's going to start. So Spencer Rattler, not really there. Look, they were 5-12 last year. Probably one of the worst teams in the NFL. So I have them as the worst quarterback room in the NFL. Maybe Tyler starts. Maybe Spencer Rattler steps up. We really don't know. Are they going to trade for Jameis Winston? Who knows? I mean, they have Olave. Is he going to be healthy? Rashid Shaheed, Cooks. Their wide receiver core is okay, but it's pretty weak. So that Saints team looks terrible right now, especially on paper. They look even worse. So my number 32 is the New Orleans Saints quarterback room.
And I mean, look, Jason, I love that. That's who I had at 32 as well. Just for the sake of having a starter, I said Tyler Schaub would start. I mean, he's a 26-year-old rookie. If you watched any of our content building up to the draft and during the draft, you would know how I feel about a 26-year-old rookie who is somehow old, injury prone, and kind of inexperienced too because he was hurt so much.
Right.
I really don't understand it. It's not great for New Orleans. I mean, I love it for New Orleans, don't get me wrong, but yeah, not a good look. But Shannon, who is your worst quarterback or quarterback room in the league heading into this season?
Well, let's go ahead and make it 3. Let's go with the New Orleans Saints. Once again, don't know what they were doing in the draft.
No.
I have no idea, but they tanking for Arch Manning. They want to bring Arch Manning on that squad. And Arch Manning comes into the draft just like Grandpa. He going to play for the Saints just like Grandpa.
Yep.
So give me
Please
the Saints.
No.
Give me the Saints.
Yep, get the paper bags out. The Aints are back.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I love it, but I don't even want to say moving on to like an optimistic note because like the first 10 are just not optimistic at all. But 31 for me is the Browns. They're a mess. Joe Flacco is probably going to be their best bet week 1. I mean, we saw he can play some good enough football games, but he's getting up there in age. He's not going to be able to keep playing like he has, and he hasn't even been playing that good. Then you got Deshaun Watson, who's injured, and you drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks. What are you doing there? You got Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders in. One of those guys is going to be starting, if not both of them, at some point in this season. Flacco's only going to get you so far, but I mean, then again, this could be a team that is okay with sucking this season. But Shannon, who do you have at 31?
Well, this is where we disagree. I have the Indianapolis Colts
Ooh.
at 31. I am really wondering if Andy Richardson isn't what everyone is looking at. You know, when they had the quarterback room and everything, and my boy D White brought this up when we did the Panthers podcast, Andy Richardson was in that draft class as well too. So we're thinking that the slow build that Carolina is slow building, right? We're doing the slow build. And then, you know, the Colts went with Andy Richardson, of course, you know, who was doing very well, you know, in Florida, looked very, very well. And then, you know, it's just looking like, we don't know if we want to start him. We don't know if we want to sit him. We don't know if we want to start him. And then, of course, you know, when he tapped his helmet and everything, you know, is that what we're going to remember Andy Richardson for? Tapped it out because he got tired. You know, that's not, I mean, he's a young man and I get it, you know, but people are unforgiving. Fans are unforgiving when they see things like that, especially with you being drafted so high. And then Jason's old quarterback, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones.
Good old Danny Dimes.
Danny
Will
Dimes.
he have a second childhood? Will he have a second chance? Will it be Daniel Jones's team after this? You know, with him being a franchise quarterback at one point in time, that didn't really last long, you know, with being a franchise quarterback. But there is upside to that, but it's not very much upside. So give me the Indianapolis Colts at 31.
And Jason, who's at 31 for you?
I'm going with you, man. I'm going with the Browns. You know, you got Flacco, who's 147 years old. You got Pickett, who is you forgot, because of course, who remembers Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson, that mess there. Shador Sanders, who I think is ultimately probably going to be the starter of this team, and Dylan Gabriel. They don't have much for weapons. You know, Jerry Jeudy, he had a good season last year, especially fantasy football wise. But other than that, who else do they have? Deontay Johnson. Is that going to work out? Let's see what happens with that. So you talk about a hot mess of a team right now. Those Cleveland Browns, again, the dog pound, bring the paper bags out. This is another paper bag team. I think the Saints and the Browns are going to have a paper bag battle here at the bottom of the NFL. But yeah, that quarterback room is probably one of the ugliest in the NFL right now. So yeah, Browns 31, terrible.
Cody's in the comments. Appreciate you, Cody. Yeah, thanks again for that intro. That was fantastic. And moving on to 30, and this is where I have the Colts at because it's Daniel Jones. He did not pan out with the Giants. Who knows why they gave him an extension in the first place? That was kind of insane. But the reason they're not lower is just like the slight sliver of hope that Anthony Richardson will turn into what they wanted him to turn into. I think this feels like a make or break year. If he doesn't see significant improvements as a passer, then they're going to have to move on from him. They're going to have to look at a quarterback this year. I mean, yes, he's been hurt, but you just got to see a little bit more from him as a passer. But when he's on, he is a lot of fun to watch. He's electric as a runner, Cam Newton-esque in how he runs. I love that. He's got a cannon for an arm. So I hope he can succeed because I think that would just make the NFL all the more entertaining if a player like Richardson can excel. But Jason, who do you have at 30?
Same. I have that Colts. Anthony Richardson has been disappointing. Look, he hasn't played a lot of football in his career. He didn't play much, in college. He just had that one really good year in Florida. So he's still learning. So that just concerns me with the development in Indianapolis, how they really haven't developed him. They kind of just threw him out there and they were hoping he would be that spark. But again, this is where sometimes teams need to take a step back, take that rookie quarterback and sit him on the bench and let them learn behind somebody. I think that the Colts really screwed up putting him in there right away and then him getting hurt. So, but Anthony Richardson, Danny Dimes, again, one of the worst quarterback rooms in the league. The only reason they're not even worse is they actually are decent when you talk about Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, Adonai Mitchell. They have some weapons there for a quarterback to succeed. So we'll see what they can do with it as far as development. But man, that's Colts 30th. They look terrible.
And Shannon, who do you have at 30?
I had the Cleveland Browns at 30.
We're flip-flop.
You guys have said enough about them, so I'm going to leave it alone. But you guys got to leave Joe Flacco alone. My man is doing the Novak Djokovic. He's still holding on to what he's got. Trying to still have the relevance still there.
Yeah.
But it's not going to last long because they're going to put
No,
some young guy in there, with all the rookies that they got. There's 7 quarterbacks that they got on their bench and in their room, and they don't know who they're going to hold on to. They got rookie quarterbacks in there. It's odd. So give me Cleveland at 30.
And look, being north of 40 and succeeding in tennis, that's going to be a lot easier than being north of 40 and being a good NFL quarterback. But I do love me some Novak Djokovic. He's one of my favorite tennis players, so
Yeah.
I like that shout there, Shannon. But moving on to 29, and again, as I said earlier, nothing's really too optimistic about the early parts of this list. I have the Jets and Justin Fields at 29.
Wow. Really?
He looked a little better as a passer in Pittsburgh, and he has the rushing upside, but I just don't believe in him. I'm not a big Jets guy. I don't like what they've got going on. I hope Aaron Glenn can succeed. I like him as a head coach, but I don't think that Justin Fields is going to excel with the Jets.
Wow.
So that's why I have him at 29. But Jason, you seem pretty surprised about that. So who do you have at 29?
Yeah, we got a bunch of rookies and guys that haven't even started in the NFL to rank higher than that. That's pretty insulting to Justin Fields. I think he's better than that. But anyway, I'm going to go 29. I'm going to put the Titans in there. Cam Ward, look, number 1 draft pick, in the draft, has not played a down yet. He has ton of potential, but we've seen first-round draft picks either kind of like vault and do something special or just totally tank. I'm concerned about his weapons. Calvin Ridley, he's got an older Tyler Lockett there. I know Xavier Espo, the rookie. So Trey Burks. Yeah. So, he's got a few weapons there, but being that young of a quarterback, I need to see something in him. So Titans, number 29, Cam Ward, let's see what he can do this year. Hopefully they don't ruin him.
Fingers crossed on that. And Shannon, who do you have at 29?
I went for the Tennessee Titans at 29. Cam Ward can do one of two things. He can be really, really good or really, really bad. And this franchise can make or break this young man as well, too, with him going out there already on a whim, with this squad. We knew that Tennessee was going to take a quarterback in the draft. We knew. And we knew that Cam was going to be the number 1 guy. So I think they drafted the right guy. It's just, can they develop him? What can they do for him? And will his play will it flourish? Will it not flourish? We don't know. So that's me. He's a wild card because he's a rookie and what he's got around him, which is not really much in Tennessee. So give me the Tennessee Titans quarterback room, Cam Ward, #1 QB1.
And moving on to 28. Jason, I want to see who you have at 28 first.
I'm going to throw the New England Patriots in there. Drake May. He showed a few flashes last year, but again, concern. They were only 4-13 last year, so Drake May really got to show me something this year. I'm a little concerned about their weapons. Will Drake May have somebody to throw the ball? I mean, Booty, Keyshawn Booty, Kendrick
Diggs.
Bourne, Diggs. If Diggs is
still
going to
has some good years in
play,
I don't know.
If he's not doing some party boat stuff, then maybe. He has Jalen Polk, who was a top draft pick there. So, I mean, he's got potential, but show me something. Again, 4-13 last year, brief spurts here and there. Won a game last year that they shouldn't have won. That got him out of the top draft pick. So I think that kind of messed him up a little bit. But again, I want to see some development. I need to see some steps forward. So I have Drake May number 28 because again, I have questions about that team.
And at 28, Jason, I don't know if you're going to get a kick out of this or not. I got Aaron Rodgers. He's due for a fall off eventually. Pittsburgh is not a place where quarterbacks go to thrive. It feels like at this point it's a place where they go to die. He looked all right last season. He didn't look bad. I would rank him higher if he still had George Pickens in addition to DK Metcalf to throw to. But I just don't think he's going to be that good in Pittsburgh. It's a run-heavy offense.
Disrespect. I love it.
He's not going to get a whole lot of opportunities to shine. Maybe in a different system he could be higher, but Arthur Smith doesn't really like to pass the ball a whole lot, so it's going to be run-heavy. But Shannon, who do you got?
I think I heard a missile. I think I heard that. When you said that was great. Oh man, more from Aaron Rodgers to come from me. But I got the Jets at 28. The Justin Fields.
The Justin Fields hate is being sprinkled.
Nah, I mean, listen. It's not. See, the Jets. It's not just Justin Fields. It is that organization.
That's a whole
Aaron Rodgers experiment.
That's true.
That's what I'm looking at as well too. I know you said quarterbacks. I get it, but a direct correlation of organizations and quarterbacks and young guys at that too is what does it. Chicago, like he was with Chicago, and then he was with Pittsburgh. They sat him, then they played him, then they sat him, then they played him, and then they just sat him completely. And there you have it. And now he goes to the Jets, and the Jets are like, "Look, you're gonna start, dude, but this is what you got." We're still fanning flames from the Aaron Rodgers experiment, so that is what I'm kind of looking at with this is that, it's not really much of a Justin Fields problem. I don't know what it is about teams that just can't get behind him. I don't know what it is, but I think the Jets are guilty until proven innocent when it comes down to not killing their quarterbacks.
Oh yeah. Don't get me started on Rodgers.
Oh, no, Tim, no.
Appreciate y'all watching, but moving on to 27 and Jason. We don't know who the Giants starting quarterback's going to be. Probably going to be Russell Wilson. I don't think Jameis is going to be in there. I don't think you throw Jackson Dart out there week one.
Please,
that would not be smart.
No.
I think you give Russell Wilson half the season maybe. If he's not playing well, maybe throw Dart out there, maybe throw Jameis out there, but not super crazy on their quarterback room. Dart could turn into something good.
27?
For now, I got him at 27. Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big Russell Wilson guy at this stage in his career. I'm gonna be honest.
Interesting.
Malik Neighbors is not going to be able to carry that receiving core enough.
Ooh, shots fired. Woo. I like it.
Yeah.
That's fair. I see it. Okay.
Who
I got them a little higher, but we'll keep moving. We'll keep moving.
heard that? Who do you have at 27, Jason?
I'm going with the Vikings. JJ McCarthy. I mean, you got a guy that hurt himself last year, no NFL experience. Like I don't like that's what kind of this is where my mind is going right now. Is you guys have Fields, you have Rodgers. As much as I can't stand Aaron Rodgers, but you got guys with some Russell Wilson. You got guys that are Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, NFL experience, and you're putting them ahead of guys that have not played a down in the NFL. So, Vikings, I have him 27th. And the only reason I have him at 27 is he's got Justin Jefferson to throw to. He's got Addison to throw to. Taj Felton, rookie. Jalen, he's got a ton of weapons to help him out. So, J.J. McCarthy, my number 27, because, again, let me see what you got. He has not proven himself at all in the NFL. You had Sam Darnold last year who had a heck of a season for those Vikings. I mean, they were 14-3. With that NFC North was stacked. They were stacked. And Sam Darnold led that team last year. Sam Darnold's now in Seattle. What is J.J. McCarthy going to do? He was hurt last year. Now you got this second year, essentially rookie coming in. So what is he going to be able to do with the weapons he has? I'm very curious to see what happens, but that's why I can't put these guys that haven't played a snap in front of players that have at least some NFL experience under their belts. So I had him 27.
And I totally get that point of view, Jason. I'm more so going what I think they can do. So I'm just projecting a little bit. So that's why I've got some of the younger guys up a little higher than some of the more established veterans. But Shannon, who do you got here at 27?
I think Jason and I are, they're in agreement here. I got Minnesota at 27. My question is, was J.J. McCarthy supposed to have the season that Sam Darnold had last year had he played? Would that have been the case? Would he have had that season? Do we know? We don't know. Because J.J. McCarthy got hurt. We don't know. But, once again, don't know what he's got. This is basically his rookie year right now, playing this season. Yes, he has the best receiver in the NFL, Mr. Gritty himself. He has him. And this offense was a very good offense until they got to the playoffs and Sam Darnold had flashbacks of his career with the Jets and the Panthers. He had flashbacks and he started hearing them. He started hearing stuff. And that's the thing. So do we see that with J.J. McCarthy? But that offensive line kind of bailed on Sam Darnold in the playoffs. And that Rams defense wasn't a bad defense. It was just the fact that, that offensive line just bailed on him. And he got destroyed. Like, poor Sam got beat. But look at the bright side. Sam got paid. And he's gone now. He got paid. So now it's J.J. McCarthy's team. Give me the Minnesota Vikings at number 27.
Someone in the comments thinking Fields could be playing like Jalen Hurts in Pittsburgh. That would be or not Pittsburgh, God.
The Jets.
The Jets. I promise I know what I'm talking about. Also thinking Russell Wilson's going to cook with Neighbors, Hyatt, and Scattaboo.
Yes.
I feel like
yes.
It's good on paper.
Yes.
It's good on paper.
Hey, I'll take it.
Right.
Take it.
It's all right on paper. But moving on to 26, this is where we got Cam Ward. Jason touched on it a bit. He doesn't have a lot of weapons at all, but he's got he's got experience starting in college a lot. You like to see that at multiple levels. He played at I can't remember. It was Incarnate Word. Yeah, he played at Incarnate Word. Ended up at Miami. Miami had a good season. He was a number 1 overall pick for a reason. Calvin Ridley, still a solid receiver when he's healthy. Ward could be solid, but until he gets some more weapons around him, he's not going to be all that great because you can only do so much when you don't have enough people to throw the ball to. But Shannon, who do you got at 26?
This is where I have the New England Patriots at 26. Drake can make plays. Drake can make plays. And I want to see what he can do. Last year he did well with a not so great squad. He was out there, he was kind of on the island. This is his rookie year, it is what it is. And then he played in the same division as Josh Allen. So that's kind of tough. And Miami was having her up and down. And then you have the Colts. So and then you have them. So there you have it. But with that being said, he still played very well with the situation given. I think that it might be a little more of the same this year with who he has around him. But give me the New England Patriots. Shout out to my UNC Tar Heels, Drake May. You the man, still love you. But give me the New England Patriots at 26 with Drake May.
Wow. I'm realizing that I'm a lot higher on Drake May than y'all two are. I'm gonna be honest. We'll touch on him eventually, but Jason, who do you got at 26?
All right, this is where I throw in Justin Fields. So this is where I throw the Jets. 26.
So still pretty low.
It's still pretty low. I mean, but look, I at least he has some NFL experience. I wonder too, what is the knock against Justin Fields? He actually played very well in Pittsburgh last year. He didn't do half bad in Chicago. That team and that organization was terrible at the time, and that coaching staff was
the Bears. It's the Bears, man.
The Bears, but now it's the Jets, who are
arguably a downgrade.
Yeah, that organization, they've improved their coaching staff, so I'll give them that. But yeah, that organization and that ownership group, that's a whole nother story. But Justin Fields, a little over 1,100 yards last year. He can still do things with his legs. Garrett Wilson is still a top wide receiver in this league. They got Smith, the new rookie here, Josh Reynolds, Calvin Austin. So, I mean, they have some weapons there. They have a two-headed monster at the running back game, so I still really think that's going to help out Justin Fields tremendously. The AFC East is a little bit weaker below the Bills. So I think the Jets actually have a chance this year to make a little noise in the AFC, because I think Justin Fields was an upgrade from Aaron Rodgers from last year. So, give me number 26, Justin Fields. I think he surprises a lot of people this year.
I mean, I hope he does. I feel like Chicago did do him a little bit dirty. I would like to see him succeed, in all honesty. I'm not sold on them being able to make any type of noise. Because I mean, if Tua cannot almost die this season, Miami can have a really, really potent offense. They are so fast. They can move the ball down the field in the blink of an eye. So if Tua's healthy, the Dolphins are going to be right there.
It's definitely a prerequisite for the NFL is don't die.
Don't almost die. Miracles happen every year.
That's first on the whiteboard as soon as you walk in the room. Guys, don't die. You die on the field, it's bad. It's a bad look.
It's over. But moving on to 25, and this isn't so much about the quarterback, more so what he has around him. I have Sam Darnold at 25. I am the offensive line, Jason. The Seahawks offensive line is perpetually terrible. We saw what happened to him in the playoffs when the Vikings offensive line just gave up on him. The Seahawks have had a terrible offensive line for years. They haven't fixed it. Metcalf's gone, so their weapons are not as good as they were last year. I like Darnold as a quarterback a lot. I am just very concerned about him being behind that offensive line. That is the reason he's this low, because I just think he's going to start seeing ghosts again.
Wow. Oh, okay.
That's it. It is not about the quarterback. It's about what he has around him, and that to me is just a serious problem.
I can see that. If their running backs can stay healthy, I think he's got a better shot. But yeah, I can see that. I love some Jackson Smith and Jigba though.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to be a stud again this year. So yeah,
he is really good. That offensive line is just a massive red flag for me.
Well, he already played behind a terrible offensive line in Minnesota, so he should be used
But
to
it
it.
got worse. It's worse, Jason.
Eh,
He went from a not great offensive line to a bad offensive line
yeah,
with no
that's-
Justin Jefferson. Now.
That's true. Yeah,
That's going to be a big problem.
You can't close your eyes and chuck up the ball
no.
with that. But man,
who do you have at 25, Jason? It hurt me a little bit to put him this low,
I'm
but
sure that hurt, man. That hurt. But
honest.
now, I appreciate you tossing Ron in there earlier, but now I'm throwing in there at 25. I think Aaron Rodgers needed to retire 3 years ago. I just am getting. It's almost comical now with what he's doing. I don't see him succeeding at all in Pittsburgh. I mean, he's got DK, but that's about it. Their running game is suspect now. You actually essentially got a rookie in the background there in Pittsburgh. Look, I know Mike Tomlin gets the best out of guys, but that Pittsburgh defense is going to need to carry that team. I don't see Aaron Rodgers. He's essentially a statue back there. He does not move. Look, he threw for 3,800 yards, almost 3,900 yards last year for the terrible New York Jets. And I can't put him any higher. I got him number 25. I think Aaron Rodgers, to me, again, I still think he's the most overrated quarterback in NFL history, but that's just me throwing darts at him because I'm just not a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I think he's just a lot of talk, and I put him up there with, like, you get those long drive guys that go to the driving range that can hit that you can drive the ball 500 yards, but then get into like an actual game and kind of stink. So sometimes Aaron Rodgers kind of reminds me of that. He can close his eyes and throw the ball, but what has he really done for me lately here? And Aaron Rodgers, you needed to step away. I don't see this Pittsburgh thing working out very well. So I think Pittsburgh needs to try to find themselves a quarterback here, but I got Aaron Rodgers number 25.
I mean, I feel like we might see Will Howard at some point. If they get late into the season and they're not in the playoff hunt, I think they're going to throw Will Howard out there just to get some reps.
I like that. I think he's going to be great for them.
Shannon, who do you got here?
I don't think we're watching the same league. I got the Atlanta Falcons at 25.
What?
Listen. Okay, so Kirk Cousins get paid. He's getting paid. That's great. But he's probably not going to start. And Michael Penix Jr. is going to be taking this squad. Once again, we're talking about these squads here that have quarterbacks who have no experience. Okay, Penix Jr. came in the tail end of the league, in the tail end of the season. And, he was up and down and up and down and up and down. But this year is going to be a full year, so we're going to find out what they're made of. And I really am not high on the Atlanta Falcons. I'm really not.
What?
So I got them at 25. No disrespect to Penix Jr., but is Kirk Cousins going to be a mentor type? Is he going to want to play? Does he want to get traded? Is that going to be what's going to happen there? Because Penix Jr. is the guy they're going to go with. So that's what I look at there. So give me the Atlanta Falcons at 25.
Wow. What do you think of that, Aaron?
I mean, hey, that's not too far off from what I got. I got the Falcons at 24. I'm going to be I believe in Michael Penix. He has a beautiful deep ball, very limited action we saw from him. Maybe not the most accurate, but the Falcons don't have a bad offense. They definitely addressed the defense heavy in the draft because they needed to. They hadn't been for a while, so they got that. But he's got Drake London. Drake London's a good wide receiver. Bijan Robinson, phenomenal.
Thank you.
Darnell Mooney's not bad.
They don't use that kid in the backfield, though, and that is so terrible. They do not use that kid.
But that's why he's going to have legs, is they haven't worn him out, so he's going to be fresh this year.
No.
Fresh.
There's a difference between not using them. There's a difference between overusing them and not using them. They did not use that kid at all. There were times they could have so used him in one game and didn't. So, they're not using that kid at all. No way. No excuse.
Wow.
Bad at Atlanta.
I mean, I agree. I definitely. You can say they didn't use him enough. He still had the third most rushing yards in the league and the fourth most carries.
So,
he's getting a good bit of use out of him.
Mhm.
so I mean,
We'll get into that with running backs. We'll get into
Yeah,
that with running
that
backs.
is that's probably going to be a conversation for next week.
Yeah, there
But
you go.
oh yeah, Jason, who do you got here at 24?
Well, we talked about it earlier. Don't die, Mr. Tua, aka Shell Shock. Look, Tua, you feel bad. I actually got to watch the game in Kansas City, the Thursday night game when he played the Bengals and got creamed, and they got to carry him off the field. We thought he was dead then. So I mean, if he could stay healthy with Tyreek Hill, hopefully Tyreek Hill gets the drama away from him. You still got Jalen Waddle. You still have some good running backs there in Miami. He can still throw the ball, but I just have a lot of questions on Tua. Just longevity. Is he going to last? Every time he drops back and gets sacked, everybody kind of cringes and wonders if he's going to get up. I worry about him 10 years after football. Is he going to have is like boxers. He's gonna be punch drunk. I mean, it's just which is look at this is the NFL. This is what these guys sign up for. I love that the NFL is kind of like taking notice and is really trying to make it a better situation for these players and talk about safety. But look, it's an unsafe game. You have huge men tackling each other. So I understand those concerns. But Tua, I have him number 24. I don't see him finishing the season. I really hope he does. I think the Dolphins and those Dolphin fans are starving for a good season. I have so many Tua questions. When he's on, he's good, but when he's off, he's on the sideline.
And yeah, I've got Tua a little higher, and that is just contingent on him staying healthy and not getting hurt. Because again, when he's healthy, when he's on, Dolphins got a deadly offense. But Shannon, who do you have here at 24?
This is the part where I can give myself a cheap plug. Whether you're in North or South Carolina or anywhere else in the world, enter the Cat Cave with D. White and Shannon Smith, part of Keep Pounding Podcast Network, powered by the Fans First Sports Network. Give me the Carolina Panthers at 24.
Wow.
I'm hoping Bryce has a good year. I'm hoping for that. I really am, because I think Bryce has showed shades of being a good quarterback at the tail end of the season. He was getting it together. This is what we look at when we see quarterbacks that get thrown out there. What happens when they get thrown out there, and especially with a organization that had no synergy. The front office, the coaching staff, and the players had no synergy whatsoever. No one knew what was going on. They changed their offensive personnel. They changed who was calling plays, and that's going to rattle a young quarterback. But now Dave Canales and the front office, everybody is showing some type of synergy right now, especially with their draft picks, with all these videos they've been watching. I've watched the Carolina Panthers footage more than I've been watching my 49ers. That scares me. But, when you do a podcast like that and you live in the Carolinas, that's what you see. But give me the Carolina Panthers. I think they will shock some people this year. I'm hoping so. Give me the Panthers.
Wow.
Well, already then, I've got them a little bit higher up, but
yeah,
a similar range for me. I think that's a little low, but I don't blame you. Moving on to 23. This is where I've got my guy, JJ McCarthy. I'm Michigan fan, and again, like I said earlier, this is just me projecting what I think they're able to do. He's got great receivers to throw to, arguably the best receiver in the entire league in Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison, one of the best wide receiver twos in the league. He's got good weapons. He's accurate. He's smart with the football. He takes good care of it. He's got plus mobility as well. You'd like to see that. I think he could have a solid season. I don't think he's going to put up the same kind of numbers that Sam Darnold did last season, because, again, this is just functionally his rookie season, but he's also had a whole season now to just sit back and learn the playbook, learn how they want to run the offense. Now it's just about going out there and actually executing it, and I believe he's able to. But Shannon, who do you have here at 23?
Oh, man, I got the New York Giants at 23. I do. I have them at 23. Don't look at me like that, Jason. No shade. I put them over the team that I cover. But give me the Giants at 23. The Russ hate. Now you guys are talking about the Justin Fields hate. The Russ hate ain't good. Russ is on a Revenge World Tour. I hope Russ still continues to play at a high level, but Jackson Dart is waiting in the wings. He's waiting. It's going to be time for him. I think they're going to set it up to where he comes in. But Russ ain't bad. Russ is not bad. But yeah, once again, the running game scares me with the Giants a little bit. It scares me. The passing game, there's some upsides to that passing game. A young Malik Neighbors, that's going to be nice. And Kid Cowboy, I actually do like that, man. But I cover the Panthers, and I'm cautiously optimistic with the Panthers. That's the reason why I put them where they were. But give me those New York Giants there, Jason. At 23.
Already, Jason obviously looking a little upset that we've both already ranked the Giants. Who do you have here at 23?
23, I am going to talk about a quarterback that last year completely disappointed me, especially on a fantasy football level, because he was absolutely terrible. I'm going to talk about Mr. Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars. Had a horrendous season last year. You talk about taking steps backwards. As soon as they named the stadium after him or whatever the heck that they did, he was horrible. 2,045 yards, 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He was horrendous. A 4-13 abysmal Jaguars team. Can he turn that around? Look, Brian Thomas Jr. is a stud. I think he's going to be one of the top 5 wide receivers in this league. He is a monster. Travis Hunter, what are they going to do with him? Is he going to be just offense? Is he going to be offense, defense? Be interesting to see how he plays. And you sprinkle a little De'Ami Brown in there. Their running back game is a little suspect right now. I think they're going to go rookies. ETN took a step back last year. So that Jaguars team was just not impressed. Trevor Lawrence looked horrible. He just, I don't know what it is. He regressed. So he's my number 23 right now. He needs to prove himself this year because he's making a lot of freaking money. He's making top 10 money. And right now I got you top 23. So you need to do something different. Trevor.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of a wow pick. I'm going to be honest.
Truth.
You're not wrong.
Truth.
Heard that. Moving on to 22. This is where I've got the Panthers. Much like Shannon, I am remaining cautiously optimistic because yes, Bryce Young looked good when he came back after being benched. I just don't know which Bryce Young we're going to see. Are we seeing the Bryce Young from the first 2 weeks where he continued to look like a bust that he looked like in his rookie season?
No.
Or do we see the Bryce Young that came back after he got benched? I think we do, but because of that huge question mark, I'm not comfortable putting him any higher. The receiving core isn't bad. It's a weird mix of unproven rookies and veterans who could have a massive drop in production any second. I do still like Adam Thielen. I think he could still have a good year, but ultimately, once you start to get a little older, you never really know when there's going to be a drop off, but it happens to everybody. And it's just weird. They've got a weird receiving core, like Ted McMillan, like Leggett if he can get the drops under control. Jatavion Sanders could be a pretty solid tight end. Tommy Tremble, not the greatest receiver, but he's a solid run blocker. You like to see that after the year that Chuba Hubbard had. They're going to be relying on him heavy again. But Shannon, who do you have at 22?
At 22, and I hate to say this, I got Seattle at 22. Oh, Sam Darnold. Did he deserve that money or did he not? But it scares me, though, because once again, he going to a team that ain't got that great of a line. The weaponry at receiver, they lost DK Metcalf. But I just want to see if Sam Darnold earned that money. That's what I'm looking at here because, the playoff game with the Rams, he see the Rams twice a year. Is he going to see ghosts? Is this going to happen to Sam Darnold was last year a flash in the pan? Is Minnesota going to miss him with JJ McCarthy? What's going to happen here, especially with Seattle having to match up at head coach as well too? So this is going to be different for Sam Darnold going in. Give me the Seattle Seahawks, and I hope the 49ers beat them twice this year.
Alrighty, and Jason, who do you got here?
Well, I got somebody that we've been waiting years to turn the corner. I got the short king, Kyler Murray, for the Cards. Kyler Murray has been very disappointing in his professional career so far. We have been waiting for him to turn the corner and become the quarterback we want him to be, and he has not. They were 8-9 last year. He always starts off okay, and then they always tank. Look, you got Trey McBride, who is one of the top 5 tight ends in the league right now. Marvin Harrison Jr., who is an absolute stud. Wilson Dorich. You have some wide receivers there. But what are you doing? Like, this team just can never get over the hump, and I think a lot of it has to do with Kyler Murray. Look, 3,800 yards last year, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. So he had a really good year, but, there's more to the QB position than just throwing touchdowns or winning games. Get your team better. Get your team to the playoffs. Make some noise. Do something. We have been waiting for years for Kyler Murray to show up and do something special. And here we are sitting, waiting, and he still hasn't done anything. So until Kyler Murray shows me something, I'm ranking him low because you got to do something in this league. And in that West, where you have a lot of teams starting to fall backwards, you better show up and win that division. Because if not, then I have questions about Kyler Murray even staying in Arizona because they gave him, again, a boatload of money for not a lot of production. So Kyler Murray, number 22.
Wow.
Get him out.
Alrighty, that's slightly surprising last 2 rankings from Jason. Shannon, I'm losing track.
Facts.
I haven't done the show in a minute. Shannon, did you give 22 already? Did you give your 22nd quarterback already?
So I did for 22. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did with Seattle.
Good Lord, that's right. I'm losing my mind, y'all. I'm sorry. It's getting hot up here in the studio, so a little bit of heat exhaustion. Got to get a fan in here or something. But moving on to 21, and yeah, I'm higher on Drake May than both y'all. This is where I have him. I think he could be solid. I still think Diggs has some good seasons left in him. The offensive line was rough. The wide receiver core was rough. They brought in Diggs. They drafted Will Campbell, who I thought was the top offensive lineman in the entire draft this past season. Yeah. I really like that. I think we see a big step up from Drake May, in all honesty. I believe in him a lot, and I'm a little surprised that y'all are as low on him as you are. But, I mean, yeah. Jason, who do you got at 21?
21, I have the baby bear, Caleb Williams. Again, 5-12, disappointing year last year, disappointing offense for the weapons that they have. But unfortunately, that offensive line did not help Caleb Williams at all. I think he was on his back more than anything else, and you can't throw touchdowns when you're on your back. Look, he's got a stacked wide receiver core with O'Dunez, DJ Moore, Luther Burden they just picked up. So, I mean, he's got weapons, and that new coaching staff, I think, is going to have a field day. But again, I need to see something. Let's see what Caleb Williams can do. Threw for 3,500 yards last year with 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So he had a decent year, but I need to see more from a top pick quarterback. So right now, the Bears need to prove something. That NFC North is going to be up for grabs now that there's a lot of movement going on and a lot of changes in that division. So, but Caleb Williams, I need to see something this year. You have the weapons, you have the tools, you have the coaching staff now. Go out and get it done, and let's see if you are worthy of another number 1 draft pick.
And Shannon, who do you have at 21?
Oh, now me and Jason are back on the same wavelength because I got the daggum Bears at 21. I'm still, it's the Bears, man. That's the reason why. I don't know if it's Caleb or not, but that organization, once again, we're tying this to quarterbacks and their organizations. I'm not high on the Bears organization at all. I'm not. I think Caleb Williams was not the best quarterback. I thought that when he came out for the draft, I thought Jaden Daniels was better than he was. And when he went to the Bears, I was like, uh-oh. But, I think that he'll do fine. But it's just that, the cohesion of the offense has to be there. The front office has to do that. Hopefully they don't do what they did with Justin Fields a couple of years back and just throw the baby out with the bathwater just because he's not doing well. It's that daggum organization. It's the daggum Bears at 21 with the baby bear Caleb Williams there. Give me the Bears.
And I mean, that is, I'm not too far off from where y'all had Caleb Williams. I have him at 20 because I mean, I cannot stress enough how important an offensive line is to a young quarterback. And Caleb Williams was the most sacked quarterback last year by a large margin. He was sacked 68 times. Number 2 was CJ Stroud, who was sacked 52 times. That's insane, but the difference on that is ridiculous. Oh, we saw with Bryce Young his rookie season how devastating playing behind a bottom tier offensive line is for a rookie. I think Caleb Williams is going to have a better season. It was disappointing, but I wouldn't exactly call it bad. The offensive line's been improved. They brought in Luther Bird and Colston Loveland. That's 2 more really good weapons for him to throw the ball to. I think Ben Johnson's going to cook up a pretty good offense there, but I do agree with Jason that we need to see more from him to rank him any higher, but I feel like 20 is a good spot for Caleb Williams. And moving on to 19, this is where I have Tua, and I wanted to put him higher because when he's on, that Dolphins offense is, like I said before, it is insanely deadly. It's just, is he going to be healthy? Is he going to be able to play well enough, or are the injuries starting to catch up to him and we're just going to see a dip in his overall play? But this is under the assumption that he does stay healthy. If he gets injured again, I mean, I don't know. You got to seriously consider stepping away at that point if he gets another concussion, because it's getting brutal for him and you really hate to see it. There is a point where you got to think about your long-term health and life after football. Shannon, who do you have at number 19?
This is why I got Pittsburgh. This is why I got Aaron Rodgers. This is why I got them right now, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I think it's because Pittsburgh knows how to win. I think with the run-heavy offense that they're going to have, they're not going to have Rodgers go out there and just go ham and throw 50 times a game. I doubt it. I don't think that's going to happen. I got them there. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And Jason, who do you have at number 19?
I'm hearing voices from above here. I got to throw in my number 20 because I don't think I ever gave you my number 20 here. So I'm going to throw that in first before I lose. I lose myself, but I'm throwing Brock Purdy in there. So I'm sorry, 49ers fans. I'm throwing Brock Purdy
That's
under
rough.
the bus. Number 20, I think Brock Purdy is sliding backwards. I don't know what the heck those 49ers are doing. So the 49ers.
They weren't healthy. That's what happened to them.
They unhealthy,
they were
and then
not
they got rid of
healthy.
guys.
No one's going to succeed
rid of
when
everybody.
everyone's
And my
banged up.
guys got hit with.
Well,
When
what
your
have you
O-line's hurt, your
done?
receivers are
What
hurt, your
have you
running backs are
done
hurt.
to improve your team? What have they done this offseason besides absolutely nothing? Brock Purdy has no help. Brandon Ayuk, you got rid of Deebo Samuel. Can Brandon Ayuk stay healthy? You got Demarcus Robinson. I mean, is he going to produce for you? We'll see. Ricky Pearsall, great story coming back last year, but are you going to produce? Brock Purdy, 3,800 yards last year, but again, ever since that kind of Super Bowl, he has really regressed. I haven't seen much from him, and I need to see something. So he's my number 20, and I can give you my number 19 here to get caught up. This is where I have Sam Darnold for the Seahawks. Sam Darnold, what a year last year, man. You talk about bouncing back from being under the Jets regime. 4,300 yards. Sam Darnold with those Seahawks. I think he's going to have a better year than you think. I think the ghosts are gone. He saw them last year. He is going to struggle a little bit there in Seattle with that horrendous offensive line, but I think that running game should help him out. So my 19 right now is Sam Darnold. He does have Cooper Kupp, so throw Cooper Kupp in there. You talk about a guy that is at least consistent and could be kind of like a safety valve for him. You know, on third downs, you need somebody to catch a ball. He's kind of like an Adam Thielen, who I love. I love me some Adam Thielen, but I think Cooper Kupp is going to be along that. So 19, I got Sam Darnold for the Seattle Seahawks.
And honestly, Pittsburgh was my 20. My 19, I'll tell you that later. So, that's fine. I'll go with 19 and 18. But, Jason, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Oh, yeah. We're on to 19 now. Shannon, who do you got there?
At 19, that's good. I'm sorry. At 19, I've got Denver. I got the Broncos.
What?
At 19. You know what? I don't know if I don't know if
That's ridiculous.
I don't know if Cody and them has got me thinking that Bo Nix might be something.
I'm throwing a flag. No, throw the flag.
He's better than what we thought. I think he's better than what we thought. I think he is. Now, here's the thing.
19?
19?
Oh, there'll be more. Don't worry about it. There'll be more. They're at 19. I don't want to hear you breathe. You put my name 49 down there. You put Brock Purdy down there. I don't want to hear it. But no,
Brock Purdy was trash last year.
Man,
Bo Nix was not trash.
He got hurt around him, and his offensive line got that too. Don't get me there. But I think Bo Nix, honestly, I think he might be better than what we think. Now, he didn't sit right with me after all the junk that he done, how they did Russ, and then they're going to let Bo Nix be so opinionated and everything. But I think Bo Nix is better than what we think. I think he is. And yes, he'll win the West. Yes, thank you. Kid Cowboy, you the man. I like you. Yes, exactly. But I think that at 19, we got the Denver Broncos. I think Bo Nix is going to be a little better than what we think he is. So, yes.
I mean, yeah, I think he's going to be better. 19. Wow.
You think I'm crazy?
This
come
is
on.
out of pocket, but good Lord. That is something else. But moving on to 18, I don't know if I'm going to get blamed for this or not. I have Geno. I think we saw him start to regress a little bit last season. He's not a bad passer. He might be behind a better offensive line in Vegas. I don't really know.
4,000 yards last year, and a crappy team he threw for over 4,000 yards.
He had some good weapons to throw to. He had good weapons to throw to that he's not going to have in Vegas. You're not lining up Ashton Genty in the slot on the regular. Pete Carroll's going to want to run the ball a whole lot. You got Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic tight end. One of the best already. I'm comfortable saying that. Again, I've talked about this with some older quarterbacks and mentioned it with the older wide receivers that the Panthers have. You're due for regression at some point, and I think we're going to start to see that a little more from Geno Smith this season. Shannon, who do you have at 18?
Oh, man, I got Mr. Don't Die, Tua Tagovailoa, and the Miami Dolphins. I still think that they're capable of doing things. I still think that they are. I think they're capable. I think they've still got a good offense, but, it's all down to the quarterback. If they protect Tua, if Tua is protected, I think they'll be okay. I think they will be. So give me the Miami Dolphins. I think Tua will be fine. That is, if you don't take that last concussion, I really hope everything's okay with him and all that other stuff. You're taking a big risk, my man, but stay healthy and get rid of that ball. Get rid of that ball to it.
And Jason, who do you have here?
Whew. All right. Freaking me out with that here. 18, I got the Falcons. Again, I think Penix is going to end up being the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. I think Cousins gets traded to the Saints. Get ready for it in the same division. I wouldn't be surprised because they need a quarterback. But Cousins, I think, even if he does stay with the Falcons, because that's a lot of money to move, he's that kind of guy that really would be a mentor to Penix because his personality. I watched the QB season 2 on Netflix and watched some of the stuff about Cousins and just the kind of person he is and what he's about. And I can see him kind of sucking it up and being that guy to help Penix out. But Penix and Cousins together, I think at least make that QB room a better choice. I think Cousins probably maybe starts the season, but I really think Penix is going to ultimately be the starting quarterback for this team. And Drake London, dude, he's top 5 wide receiver. He is unbelievable. I don't think he nearly gets enough credit. Can Kyle Pitts actually show up as a tight end?
No.
I think I think he did better with Penix at the quarterback position than he did with Kirk Cousins because Kyle Pitts, especially as a fantasy football guy, he is.
Don't draft Kyle
He's
Pitts.
he is terrible.
It's
but
going to go terribly wrong.
I think he has a potential. I'm going to give him a little potential, but you got Mooney this year, and Bijan Robinson is an absolute stud. I'm glad they haven't rode the wheels off of him and ruined his career. I'm glad they kind of did not use him up like most good running backs get used and abused. So I see the Falcons winning the South this year, and I think Penix is going to be driving the bus. So I got them number 18.
I don't know how I feel about you having the Falcons winning that division. I'm going to be honest. It's Tampa's division to lose by a mile.
And Falcons defense stepped it up, and I think they can get it.
It's dependent on the rookies.
Right.
It's dependent on
very much
Jelon Walker and they got James Pierce Jr. too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's dependent on those two guys stepping up and playing great because like I mentioned earlier, the Falcons really haven't addressed their defense a whole lot up until this draft class.
You like your projections, so project.
Oh yeah, I'm a Michael Penix believer.
He said no.
Yeah, I like my projections, but also no. I'm not projecting that. But
all good.
Moving on to number 17 to round out the bottom half of the quarterbacks. This is where I've got Trevor Lawrence. Again, I've been talking about the projections. I'm projecting again here. Liam Cohen, he had a good season as the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay. No. Stop it. No.
You need to say it in your voice.
I mean, Brian Thomas Jr., phenomenal rookie season, really good young wide receiver. You got Travis Hunter. They're going to be starting him off on the offensive side of the ball. We don't know when he's going to get any defensive reps, but Liam Cohen has said he's working out at wide receiver first, so that's what's happening. Like Jason mentioned earlier, running backs not that great. ETN just not looking too good. Tank Bigsby, I don't think he's going to be a starter. He's just not good enough. But, I mean, yeah, it's rough because we want to see more out of Trevor Lawrence because he was supposed to be this fantastic player. It was like tank for Trevor Lawrence that season. That's what all the talk was about, and we have not seen it at all. I was surprised when they gave him that extension because I just don't think he had played well enough to deserve that kind of money. The potential is still there. He could be good, but again, 17, that's as high as I am comfortable putting him without having proven much. This is based on Travis Hunter being good, Cohen being able to build an offense that will allow Trevor Lawrence to succeed because, I mean, having Urban Meyer as your rookie head coach, that's setting you up for failure from day one. That was insane. But Shannon, who do you have at 17?
I got my cousin Geno Smith in the Las Vegas Raiders. I think that I wanted to put Geno a little higher, but I know Geno's track record. You know your cousin real well. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he'll do well in Vegas. I think he'll do well with Pete Carroll coaching him. I think he will. And that'll look good for him. You've got the young offense he can work around and all that other stuff. I think that'll be good. A very good coach in Pete Carroll that's offensively minded who could do very well with him at the quarterback position. But go ahead and give me the Raiders. Give me Geno, my cuz, at 17.
I'll do it.
17, I got the Panthers. I'm throwing them in there. I got to put Bryce Young in there. I have more faith in Bryce Young than you guys have right now. I think we saw kind of a switch flip last year. Now you got Tech McMillan, Xavier Leggett, if he can control the drops, do something good. I love Adam Thielen. I think he's still productive. He won me my fantasy football Super Bowl last year. So shout out Adam Thielen. I think he's like, again, that safety valve that a lot of young quarterbacks should have. Third down. He's a third down monster. He will catch the football for you. And don't sleep on Coker. I don't know, but not a lot of people have talked about him.
I'm a
I
big
think
oh God.
I don't even know where to go.
I'm a
I don't
big
even
Jalen
the chipmunks have taken over the podcast. I don't even know what to do with that. But yeah, throw Coker in there too, man. I think our host has kind of gone off the deep end a little bit, but it's all good. It's all fun, man. I love it. But Panthers, Panthers 5-12. Bryce Young, only 2,400 yards last year, but again, I think
He was
the
benched
switch
there for a chunk.
Yeah, I know. I think the switch has flipped. I think that he is going to be what we want him to be. And I think he will compete in the South. I can see them possibly playing for a wild card. But I like the Panthers. I like Young. I think he has potential. He has some pieces around him now. So give me Bryce Young at number 17.
And I really like that, Jason. It's just been, I don't know, the start of the Matt Rule era. I was optimistic. Going into year 2, and the past few years have just killed all sense of optimism. So I'm trying to be a little optimistic, but not too much, so that I'm not just devastated by week 6.
You'll be okay. I can see it.
I hope.
Projection.
I hope.
Project.
But yeah, moving on to number 16. This is where I've got Kyler Murray, McBride, really good tight end, Marvin Harrison Jr. Not a bad rookie season. I wanted to see more out of him, though. He could have a potential breakout, but Kyler finally healthy for a full season last year. He had the highest QBR of his entire career last season. Fully healthy Kyler Murray. He's not a bad quarterback. And this 16 to 19 range feels pretty interchangeable for me. Like, all these guys could be solid, but you need to have this, and that happen for them to actually be good. So 16 for a guy that hasn't shown us enough. I'm comfortable putting him there. Shannon, who do you have at 16?
And I think you're right when you say these guys can be interchangeable, because I got Sunshine at number 16 with Trevor Lawrence. I think that Jacksonville, they've had their little trouble. They've had what's been going on. And Trevor Lawrence, to be honest with you, when he got paid, I was kind of like, dude, no, this is not good. But the fact of the matter is they paid him. They got to deal with it, and they got to build around him. He's got some first-round talent to throw to right now. He's got that going on with him. And that AFC South is still open to me. I know Houston's doing what they're doing. I get it. I know, you got the Colts. That it is what it is with them. I understand. And the Titans, Lord have mercy. That's what you got right there. So it's going to be a battle between Houston and Jacksonville, and it all depends on who stays alive. But give me Sunshine and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Trevor.
Yeah, I like that. That's a solid place for him, but I hate how slow this is. Small little delay, but Jason, who do you have at 16?
16, I got to go with the Raiders. I got to throw Geno in there at 16. I look, he had a sneaky good season last year, 4,300 yards with a bad offensive line. The Raiders need all the help in the world at 4-13 last year. But look, this is going to be the Las Vegas Seahawks. You got Pete Carroll coming in. They bring in Geno Smith. You got Beast Mode 2.0, coming in there at the running back position. Brock Bowers is all world. He is going to be a top fantasy football pick. He is unbelievable. They got Jacoby Myers, the law firm that is Jacoby Myers and Bowers. You're going to throw that in there. Trey Tucker, throw him in there. They got Beach off the, drafted. So I think this Raiders team is going to be better than a lot of people think. Look, Geno Smith doesn't have 10 years left in him. He's going to have this great career, but he's got a chip on his shoulder. And he had a good year last year. I think he's going to have an even better year this year with those Oakland Raiders. So give me Geno Smith, the number 16.
And moving on to 15, I've got Dak here. And Dak is
wow.
It's a weird situation. He's coming off of an injury. You don't like that. If he is playing bad football teams, he looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He will absolutely torch a bad football team. He plays a good team. He does not look like the same quarterback at all. He struggles to... Huh?
San Francisco. Sorry. I couldn't resist.
I don't blame you, but between the injury and his inability to step up to competition and help Dallas do... I wanted to put him higher. This is just where I landed. And again, I'm all about the projecting. And I got some guys that I think could be able to step up. And again, coming off the injury, you don't like to see that at all. I don't know if Dak's going to be the same quarterback that he has been. But Jason, who do you got at 15?
Wow, I hope this the show doesn't get unplugged with the president Michael Davis being a Cowboys fan. He's going to unplug it now that you got Dak ranked that low here. But 15, I am going to go Bo Nix. I think he's 15 and moving up fast. I really like Bo Nix. I think he's the second coming of Josh Allen. He has that much talent. He does some wonderful things with his legs. He's got a sneaky wide receiver room there with Sutton, Mims Jr., and Vele. They have some questions at the running back position. They have some questions at the tight end position. But Bo Nix, 37, 75 last year, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He had a sneaky good rookie season. I think he probably would have been the rookie of the year if there wasn't some other rookies that just, Brock Bowers, playing out of his mind, and some of the other rookies, Jaden Daniels playing out of his mind. I think that kind of blindsided everybody because if they weren't there, I think Bo Nix would have been that guy. He played phenomenal. He took over a Denver Broncos team that really didn't have an identity, especially with Sean Payton there. It was a mess with the Russell Wilson experiment. So for Bo Nix to come in as a rookie and do as well as he did, 10-7, look, I think Bo Nix is going to be that dude in the AFC for a long time coming. So watch out. 15.
And Shannon, who do you got at 15?
Well, the next two teams that I'm going to pick, I'm going to go ahead and begin with saying I hate them. But number 15, Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals.
Too high.
I hate it. I really do. I hate it. I really do.
It's not too high.
It just seems like it's a stretch every year. It really is. With Kyler, quarterbacks like him, I think it's like a stretch every year for him. He looks top 10. He's like that, in a way. He looks top 10 against teams they're supposed to beat, which is very rare because it's Arizona. But I don't want to put. I hate to put him there, but I feel like he's got a great room around him. McBride. He's got Harrison Jr. He's got a good core group around him, receiver-wise. He's got weapons. So if he blows it this year, it's his fault. So this is your year to lose there, Kyler Murray. You're going to lose to the San Francisco 49ers twice. So yes, but give me Kyler Murray, 15.
He had those weapons last year and didn't do anything with them. So
I understand. I get it.
Short king, Kyler Murray.
I hope he don't do well at all. I really don't. I mean,
Oh, you don't have to hope. He's not going to. There's no hope. Projecting. I'm projecting.
Oh man. But yeah, moving on to number 14. This is where I've got Bo Nix. He struggled the first few weeks of the season, but after week 4, he was the 6th highest graded quarterback in the entire league on PFF. I'm a big Bo Nix guy. I think Denver's got a really good thing going on there, as much as I hate to say it, because Sean Payton is my least favorite NFL figure ever by a mile. Don't like the guy, but Bo Nix is good. That Broncos defense is really good. Receiver core, it's pretty solid. It's good. Yeah, I think they're going to be good. I think Bo Nix is going to step it up from his rookie season. Shannon, who do you got here at 14?
Again, I hate him, but Dak Prescott, them daggum Cowboys. You know, the Dallas Cowboys kind of did some stuff that scared me. They upgraded during the offseason, which scares me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they done it, but they managed to do it. They got George Pickens. They got a guy.
That's an upgrade.
Yep, they got a guy opposite the CD. So once again, these are quarterbacks right here. We're hitting quarterbacks that are saying, look, if you blow it, it's your fault because they're giving you guys to throw the ball to. So we're hitting those quarterbacks right in this area right here. We're hitting those quarterbacks that are saying, look, dude, if you blew it because we gave you guys. You can sit back here all day long and say we gave you nothing, but now we give you something, and this is what you do. Oh no, you're out of here. So we're hitting that part of our list here. I think Dak is I think the time is running out. You know, it's ticking on Dak right here. It's ticking. He got hurt last year. He can't help that. I get it, but this time around, it's kind of getting to the point like Dak. When you gonna do this? When you gonna go to the moon with this right here? And he has this opportunity this year. So
go see Elon Musk. He can get him to the moon.
Right. Exactly.
Elon will get him to the moon.
Exactly. So and Jerry got the money to do it. So give me the Cowboys.
Oh man. Yeah, Michael might not let us have any shows because we both got Dak in the middle of the pack here. Jason, who do you got here?
14. I got the most overrated quarterback in the NFL currently, Justin Herbert.
Lord.
I really am just not sold on him. I think he is completely overrated. Chargers were 11-6 last year by a wing and a prayer. Threw for 3,800 yards last year. He had a great touchdown interception ratio, 23-3. He's got Ladd McConkey, who is, again, top 5 wide receiver. Ladd the Impaler, I think, is an absolute stud. But who else is going to show up on that team? Trey Harris, the rookie. They got the human IR, which is Mike Williams. They got Quentin Johnson, who can't catch a cold. So Kendry Lambert-Smith, they got another wide receiver. So, I mean, you got some rookie guys that need to step up, but the run game is in question. Tight end is in question. And I really believe Justin Herbert, he's one of those guys that you're sitting here waiting for him to take the next step. And we sit here and just wait, and he doesn't do it. So I got him 14. I can't put him any higher. Show me something. Lead your team. Do something with it. Right now, you've led to a bunch of disappointment. You have a superstar wide receiver, and I hope he does not ruin his career with Justin Herbert.
And win in the playoffs.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
The khakis in a dream. Come on.
I do like Ladd McConkey. I don't know if I'd call him a superstar just yet.
He is a superstar.
I don't think the running game is in question whatsoever.
Nasty, man.
Najee Harris isn't bad. Omarion Hampton, I think he's going to do great things in a Jim Harbaugh offense, 100%. Hampton is a phenomenal running back.
You got my guys in the Super Bowl. If Jim Harbaugh can't get it done, if this guy can do it and get it done with or without the assist from my man Connor Stallions, he can get it done. I think he can. I mean, for real, he can. I think so.
He got your 49ers to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I believe in this Chargers offense. I've got Herbert higher. We got to see a playoff win from him this year, man. Just one. Get to the divisional round. That would be pretty cool. Because I do think Herbert is very good, Jason. Like you said, he had a really, really good touchdown and interception ratio, 3,800 yards. That's a good season. Yes, no playoff win, but he had a good statistical season. And moving on to number 13, I wanted to put this guy higher, but again, this is a situation where the offensive line isn't really there. It's C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. I like Stroud, but he did struggle last year as the second most sacked quarterback in the entire league. He was sacked 52 times. I don't really feel like the Texans did as much to address the offensive line as I would have liked. Tank Dell's going to be out for the whole season. I hope he can come back at any point because that was a really, really bad injury late last year. They got a couple good rookies, Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins. I like those guys. I think they're both talented, and I mean, Nico Collins, of course, he's great, but that offensive line's a problem. I think Stroud's a really good quarterback, but Texans got to try and make some moves still to fix that offensive line because right now it's not where you want it to be a successful team. And Shannon, who do you have here at number 13?
I actually do have the Houston Texans at 13. I've got them there. I really feel the same way that you do, Aaron. I mean, there's going to be some struggles there, but I think that CJ Stroud is still a franchise guy. I think they believe in him. There's just got to be some productivity out there. I got him there at 13. Give me CJ Stroud.
And Jason, who do you have at 13?
I got to throw my boys in there, man. Russell Wilson. I think a lot of people are hating on Russell Wilson. Look, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's got a Super Bowl ring. He would have two if he didn't just ignore the sidelines and hand the football to beast mode. They would have won a championship. But I think Russell Wilson has been in some bad environments in Denver and in Pittsburgh, just not in a good space. I think going to New York was the best thing for him. I think he's going to play out this year. Yes, Jackson Dart is behind him, but I think Russell Wilson knows that he's in the twilight of his career. This is not a surprise for him. So he doesn't feel somebody knocking at the back door. He knows somebody's there. He's just going to teach that person. And I think Jackson Dart has the best setup of all the rookie quarterbacks because he's playing behind a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And I think Russell Wilson with Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, he's got some weapons there. And I'm sorry, but that running back, with Tracy Jr. and my boy Scatbo. I am so excited about him, man. He is going to be CMC Part 2. I love Scatbo. I think he's going to be phenomenal. So give me Russell Wilson at 13. I think he is going to shock a lot of people. And that Giants defense, so this is going to be the Giants' MO. Russell, go out and don't lose the game. Manage the game, and that defense is going to win us the game. So that Giants front four, front five is going to be monstrous, and all Russell Wilson has to do is just play Russ football. Don't turn the ball over. Do some good plays. Be a leader. Giants, 13. I think they win the NFC East this year.
Alrighty then.
Let's go. Let's go.
We lost Shannon.
That's okay. Just jealous.
Wow.
Jealous.
I don't know. Moving on
49ers.
to number 12. Okay, cool. He's back. Shannon, I got Brock Purdy here at number 12. I feel like that's not a bad spot for him. I mean,
Top 12?
No.
rough season for him last year, but again, that whole offense was banged up. You're going to struggle when your running backs are hurt, your receivers are hurt, your offensive line's hurt. You're not going to play that great. Prior to that, he was at the helm of an incredibly efficient offense. As long as the team stays healthy, I think we see a return to form for the San Francisco 49ers. I think Brock Purdy at 12 is for him. Shannon, who do you have here at number 12?
I'm okay with that. I am. But I've got the Green Bay Packers. I've got Jordan Love at 12. I do. I
What?
Love at 12. Yes. No, don't what me. You got the Giants winning the NFC East. I don't want to hear it. No. For real. I got Jordan Love.
Jason, you got no place to be whatting people
Not
right
at all.
now.
I've
But
got
Jordan Love, really? Out of the top 10?
Yeah, yes, out of the top 10. Yes, I do. I've got Jordan Love. He does have a good upside. That's one thing about Jordan Love. He's not quite proven it, but he got paid. Now he got paid. Once again, he got paid. He has a chance to jump up the board. Now, this is tentative right here. This is the beginning, man. This is the beginning. So yes, I think Jordan Love has a great upside. I think he's going to be very, very good as Packers quarterback. I got him at 12 for the time being. I got him at 12. So yes, give me the young love of anybody's life, Jordan Love.
Jason, you seem really surprised by that. I don't think that's a terrible spot for him. Who do you have here?
I'm going to throw Dak Prescott in there at 12. I think Dak has something to prove this year. He definitely has his weapons. CeeDee Lamb. I think CD really missed him some Dak Prescott. Let me do my Dak Prescott move here. Throwing Pickens in there. You can't forget Mingo. They done traded for Mingo, so I think he's got to do
really
something
easy to
here.
Forget, though.
But yeah, he is real easy.
Actually, no, because that
Cowboys.
one play will forever be stuck in my head where he just flailed himself out of bounds. I will never forget that one singular play.
That's good stuff. But the biggest question with the Cowboys right now is that running back position. They are just horrendous at running back. That offensive line, I have questions. So Dak Prescott coming back from injury, can those things be overcome? And of course, with a new head coach, we'll see how that goes. But I got Dak Prescott at number 12. He has his legacy is on the line, as a quarterback, as a Cowboys quarterback. They always talk about, with America's team and legacy and all that kind of stuff. He has a lot to prove this year. And I don't know how much longer they can keep Jerry Jones alive because I know he wants to win a Super Bowl before he dies. So I don't know, Jerry, unless they can get you to about 150. I don't know how long they can last here, but I think Dak Prescott has a better season this year with those Cowboys. I think offensively, they're going to be much, much better team. It just, we do have some questions about that offensive line, those running backs.
And I mean, look, Jerry Jones, big part of the reason why they didn't go after Derrick Henry. So he's partially to blame for the spot that they're in. Actually, not even partially. Let's place the bulk of the blame on old man Jerry Jones.
All of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's on him if they don't win a Super Bowl before he dies at this point.
Yeah.
But moving on to number 11. This is where I got Jordan Love. He just falls short of the top 10 for me, but it was really close. I was debating between putting him anywhere from 10 up to maybe even 8, but this is just where I landed. He is really good. The Packers wide receiver room, it's really weird. It's deep, but there is not a clear number one. You could say Jaden Reed. I think he's the most likely to separate himself from that bunch, but that entire room is constantly banged up. They don't stay healthy. Love can sometimes make some questionable throws. You don't want to see that, but I really need to see. I mean, Tucker Kraft, he's a really good tight end too. I think he's going to have a solid season, but I can't put Love top 10 until we see a little bit more out of him and until he has an established top weapon to throw to, because it's a deep room, but no clear-cut number one who's really stood out and separated themselves from the pack. Shannon, who do you have at number 11?
This is where I got my guy Brock Purdy at 11. Now, hear me when I say this. Hear me when I say this. Whenever Brock Purdy does well, my man Kyle Shanahan gets all the credit. But when he blows it, oh, it's Brock Purdy's fault. Oh, man, he did horrible. He did this, he did that. And then this year he got paid. Of course, that's what you're going to hear. Oh, he got paid. Yes, okay. Did he earn his money? This is what we're going to do. This is a money earning year for Brock Purdy. This is where he's going to earn his money. I think he's going to do very, very well. I think my guys are still going to contend for that NFC West and win it. Give me my guy, Brock Purdy, at 11.
I like that, Shannon. Jason, who do you have at 11?
This is where I go CJ Stroud for the Texans here. 10-7 last year, 3,700 yards. Yeah, he was sacked way too much, especially with the running game they have with Mixon. I think they could have done a lot better to help him out with that. Nico Collins, all-world wide receiver right now. I'm glad they got him some help. So, with Higgins and Noel, they can spread the field. I don't think we're ever going to see Tank Dell on the field again, unfortunately, with that injury last year. I think that was it, unfortunately, because he was an unbelievable talent, but that was just horrific last year. But CJ Stroud, if they can keep him upright, and I think this is one of those years that he kind of does need to take that step forward. So if he can be a field general and really take control, because he's one of those guys who's not quiet. He's not boisterous on the side. He's definitely not your typical diva quarterback that you see a lot out of. So I think he really needs to turn that around a little bit. I think he needs to be more vocal. I think he needs to be more boisterous on the sidelines and a little more animated, because I think the Texans kind of need that kick in the pants from him to be a leader, to kind of take that next step. But I like CJ Stroud right here at number 11. Just kind of, he's ready to crack that top 10 because he has the weapons to do it. He has the team to do it. But we need to see some more from him.
I definitely agree. I like 11 for Stroud, and that's another guy that I really easily could have put a few spots higher than I did put him, but it's the not having Tank Dell all year, offensive line, a lot of ifs there. Moving on, we're cracking into the top 10 now. We're wrapping down the show at number 10. I've got Baker Mayfield. He's been playing phenomenally in Tampa Bay. He's going to be on his third offensive coordinator in 3 years in Tampa. That's unfortunate, but that's only because Baker is constantly playing so great. So the offensive coordinator is going to leave and get a head coaching job because he's been phenomenal. The wide receiver room's only gotten better. They added Emeka Egbuka, who I am a massive fan of. I think he's going to be fantastic. Mike Evans is still playing really good. Chris Godwin's hurt. So we're probably going to be seeing a good bit of Egbuka. And I mean, yeah, as good as Mike Evans is, an inevitable drop-off in production, that's going to happen. I've talked about that a lot, but he's still going to be great. Godwin, when he's healthy, he's great. Jalen McMillan, who they got, not this draft, but the draft before that,
Yep.
That's a pretty solid wide receiver, 3 to 4. And I mean, I don't know what else to say. Baker's just been good the last couple seasons. I feel like he has most definitely earned being a top 10 quarterback in this league after some pretty significant struggles throughout the earlier stages of his career. Shannon, who do you have cracking in at your number 10 spot?
I really didn't want to put him in the top 10, but I kind of had no choice. I got Justin Herbert at number 10. Once again, he's got the numbers. He does. He has the numbers. He can get the ball downfield. I think he's got a coach that's got him capable of doing it. Lad McCon, I love Lad. Lad is nice. Like, that dude is nice. And so I think that's going to be his number 1. Justin Herbert can get it done. My man just got to win in the playoffs. Go ahead and give me Justin Herbert at number 10.
I like that. That's a solid shout. I do got Herbert a little higher yet. I know y'all are going to have some feelings about that, but Jason's making faces. Jason, who do you got at number 10?
The only reason I don't put him higher is he's getting a little bit older, but I got Matt Stafford for the Rams. He is still a solid quarterback in this league. 3,700 yards last year. I know they lost Cup, but they still have Puka Nacua. They just got Devontae Adams, who is looking for some bounce back years to prove that he is still a top wide receiver. So I really am I'm buying Devontae Adams, especially fantasy football wise. I think he's going to have a phenomenal year coming back from, again, the Aaron Rodgers fiasco. Throw Tutu Atwell in there also. But I like Matt Stafford. He's not, he's not as mobile as he used to be, but he's a smart quarterback. You still have the Sean McVay effect down there in with the Rams. So I can't count them out. To me, he cracks the top 10. And when you get in the top 10, like 10 through 5, a lot of these guys, you're talking nitpicky when you want to switch them around. But Matt Stafford has proven he can win a Super Bowl. He has proven himself as a really, really good quarterback. And I think he's kind of right on that cusp of being a Hall of Famer. I think he has a few more things maybe he needs to do, but give me Matt Stafford. I think he is definitely a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now.
And coming in at number 9, Ben Johnson's gone, so we're going to see how much of that electric line's offense was on Ben Johnson versus the actual players that he had on the team. I think Jared Goff is still good. He's got good weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown, phenomenal wide receiver. Got a great 1-2 punch with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I still think we're going to see good things from him. Jared Goff has played well enough to be top 10 in this league. Yeah, number 9. Shannon, who do you have at number 9?
I must say it's very good to have someone with a deeper voice than me in a podcast. So I'm liking this. But give me Baker Mayfield at number 9. I think Baker is proving himself. Baker really made me a believer. I thought that he was, he messed up by, not fighting for his job in Cleveland. And he just bowed out. He just bowed out and said goodbye, everyone, when they got D-Watt. I thought that was bad. He goes to Carolina, has his downside at Carolina. But he goes to Tampa Bay, and he actually shows that he can ball. And I got to give credit where credit is due. Baker Mayfield made me a believer. That's why I got my man Baker Mayfield at number 9. Give me Baker. Shake it, Baker.
I like that, Shannon. Jason, who do you have at number 9?
Number 9, I am going to go Jaden Daniels. I want to put him a little bit higher, but again, great rookie season. But I'm worried about that sophomore slump. We saw this from C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud came in his rookie year and had a phenomenal rookie year. Jaden Daniels did something special, especially with that Commanders organization, with the former ownership bowing out and that toxic environment. For this new regime to come in, for this coaching staff to come in, and for these players to come in and do what they did. I live here in the Northern Virginia area, DMV area. There was a lot of, fingers crossed, wondering what this team was going to do. And then for him to come out and do what he did with being a rookie, the poise, to take this organization where it is now not a laughing stock anymore is super impressive. So I got to put him number 9. He definitely cracks the top 10. He now has, besides having scary Terry McLaurin, he's now got Deebo Samuel. If Deebo can stay healthy, you talk about someone that can kind of do some different things for him. So I think the Commanders are going to be much better this year too. They were 12-5 last year, and a lot of that credit has to go to Jaden Daniels and what he has done at the quarterback position for that franchise. Super impressive. I don't think we're going to see a sophomore slump, but of course that remains to be seen. But I got him number 9, cracking the top 10.
Alrighty, and I'm just ready to hear it from y'all at this point. At number 8, I got Justin Herbert. He's got the stats. He's a good quarterback. Yes, he hasn't won in the playoffs. That massive red flag. You don't like to see that. This is the year you got to see some playoff success. Just one win. Get one playoff win. Make the divisional round. If Herbert had any playoff success, I would put him top 5. He has the talent. He just has not been able to succeed when the lights are bright and the pressure's on him. That's why I got him at 8. I would put him higher if I could. I really can't. This is as high as I could put him. Shannon, who do you have at number 8?
This is where I have Jaden Daniels at number 8. I wanted to put him higher still, but right now, once again, you gotta be careful with the sophomore slumps you do. You don't want to put these guys up here that have those crazy rookie years and be like, oh, they're top 10 or they're top 5. I mean, I don't want to do that. I think that's putting a lot of pressure on the young man. I know that he can probably handle it, but yet and still, it's just the fact of putting that pressure. But Jaden, I think he was the best quarterback out of that draft class. I thought he was. I thought he was better than Caleb Williams. He's showing that right now. I think he'll show it again this year. They got film on him, but yet and still, I think he can ball. I think he's big time. I think he'll do very well. Give me Jaden Daniels. Give me Jaden Daniels number 8.
And Jason, who do you have at number 8?
This is where I throw in Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love, again, you talk about talent and projections. I'm projecting. You add Golden to the wide receiver room. You have Dobbs, Reed, Watson, Devon. I can't say his name here. Devarian Wicks. I can't ever say his first name there. Melton. I think Jordan Love has the tools to be something better. Got hurt last year, and I think that field in Brazil was a lot to do with it. So if he doesn't get hurt, I think his momentum takes him to something better because I had him up there last year. And I think this year, Green Bay, he stays healthy. I think Green Bay is going to be a better team. I have him number 8. I can see him really breaking through and this being his career year. He needs it. He's got the weapons. There's no excuse. He's got running back. He's got weapons. He's got tight end. Their offensive line is not bad. So this is the year. This is the year Jordan Love needs to take that step forward, or I'm going to crush him next year and he will be in the 20s. So Jordan Love, you better do something or you're going to be hanging out with Trevor. So you better do something.
And at number 7, I've got Matt Stafford. He's getting up there in age. He's still a really good quarterback, though. He struggled last year, but, I mean, Puka was banged up. Kupp was banged up. We've said it before, it's just hard to succeed when your 2 biggest weapons are hurt. I think we can see a bounce-back year from him. Yes, Kupp is gone, but Puka still really good. You got Devontae Adams in there. Devontae Adams can turn back the clock just a little bit. I think we see a good season from the Rams. Kyron Williams, really, really, really good running back there for the Rams. Again, the age keeps me from putting him any higher, but 7, I feel like it's a good spot for him. Still got a good couple years in the tank. Shannon, who do you got at number 7?
I got old JG. I got Jared Goff. Jared Goff was balling last year.
Wow.
He balled insanely. He balled very well. Big fantasy guy. I know Jason loves him as a fantasy guy, and that whole team is a walking fantasy football team there. With all the points they put up, but they are offensively sound, and it all starts with Jared Goff. Give me Jared Goff at number 7.
And Jason, who do you have at number 7?
This is where I throw in Mr. Baker Mayfield. If there's an MVP for heart, he had it last year when he broke that tackle against the 49ers with the stiff arm. That just put him kind of on a different level for me. He is to bounce back from being in that Brown situation. He could have easily folded up shop and really just faded away. But he did not. He came in. He took that Bucs team, threw for over 4,500 yards last year, 41 touchdowns. His wide receiver room is ridiculous. Mike Evans, Hall of Famer. Chris Godwin, borderline Hall of Famer right now. I think he can do something good. Mbuka, McMillan. You got to throw Tez Johnson in there. They got him as a rookie too. So, I mean, they have the weapons. They have 2 really, really good running backs there too, with White and I can't think of the other guy's name. I don't have my brains. Bucky Irvin. That's it. I couldn't get it out real quick. So yeah, you talk about a walking fantasy football team. Talk about getting you points and numbers. This Tampa Bay Bucks team, if their defense can get shored up, if their offensive line can wake up a little bit, if they can get out of their own way, I think they can do a lot of damage in the NFL this year. And Baker Mayfield, man, has done nothing but impress me after leaving that just horrific, Browns situation. So fantastic. Baker Mayfield, number 7. Let's go.
I like that shout. And when a lot of these guys, like the top 10, like you said earlier, 5 through 10, you can interchange them a little bit. They're all really close. And at number 6, this is where I've got Jaden Daniels. Yes, the sophomore slump, that's always a concern. I feel like the poise that he had under pressure is so incredibly unique for a rookie quarterback that I'm not too concerned about a potential sophomore slump. I think the Commanders did a good job at building up that offense. You get some help on the offensive line that they did need. You got Deebo Samuel in there. De'Ami Brown is gone. That's a little unfortunate, but I think they'll be all right on the offensive side of the ball. And again, it's really his composure and his poise under pressure. You really don't see that from rookie quarterbacks a whole lot. I think that's what firmly establishes him in the top 10 for me. Not concerned about a sophomore slump. I think if you want to pick a team that's not the Eagles to win the NFC East, I would pick Washington. I think, yes, Jason, yes. I would absolutely pick Washington.
It's not getting crazy here.
It's still Philly's division to lose for sure. But Shannon, who do you got at number 6?
This is where I had Matthew Stafford. Again, I hate him, but that man can ball. And I can't sleep on Matthew Stafford. If there's a squad in the NFC West that I don't sleep on year after year, it's got to be the Rams. They are tough. As long as Matthew Stafford is playing quarterback with the way that he makes those plays, he's won. He's proven it. He's a Super Bowl champ. Give me Matthew Stafford. I hate him, but give me Matthew Stafford.
I like that. Jason, who do you got here at 6?
He's close to cracking the top 5, but I think he still has some things in his game that prevent me from putting him there. And the simple fact that he's a freaking Eagle is also the reason why I can't put him there either. But Jalen Hurts, I got him number 6. He is very talented, but he has the system that he runs and plays with fits him to a T. I can't stand the tush-push thing, but I tell you what, guys, again, fantasy football-wise, he is a fantasy football monster. I hate that he steals touchdowns from Saquon Barkley with that stupid tush-push thing on the 1-yard line, and I still think he's going to get hurt one day. But Jalen Hurts, he's got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dotson. He's got Goddard at the tight end position. Again, he's got all-world Saquon Barkley back there, kind of his safety valve, kind of his guardian angel. But Jalen Hurts, man, he can run, he can throw. He's that guy. He can get you to a Super Bowl. So it's hard to not.
Super Bowl.
He can win you a Super Bowl. So he's not. I as a Giants fan, I couldn't get that out of my mouth. It makes me kind of like I get a little like acid reflux. But man, Jalen Hurts, as you hate those Eagles sometimes, but man, he is a producer. He can get you yards, he can get you touchdowns, and he can get you that 1 yard behind that offensive line like nobody else in the NFL. That's why everybody freaking hates that play, is because they run it so well. And I think Jalen Hurts is a big reason why, because no other quarterback can do what he does.
Yeah, and Jason, to your point about him getting hurt someday, they're playing football. Of course, there's a chance of them getting hurt someday.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. I don't think it's going to be on the tush push, though. But at number 5, I do have Jalen Hurts. He's coming off of a dominant Super Bowl win against the Chiefs. he's just got a phenomenal supporting cast around him. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, arguably the best running back in the league. Saquon Barkley, I think he is. Yeah, I think, like I said before, NFC East, it's Philly's division to lose by a mile. I think this would be the first time, or maybe it was last year, but NFC East, different team wins it every year. I do think Philly goes back to back with it, though. They're just too good. Jalen Hurts loves moving the chains. That he does.
Yep.
And again, it's really hard to pick between these top 5 guys because they're all just so phenomenal. That Shannon, who do you have at number 5?
I got Jalen Hurts at number 5. He's going to round it out for me. And when we start breaking it down to who's the best, but it's hard to fight a guy who won a Super Bowl. It's hard to fight it. Now, there are times where Jalen Hurts looks like he belongs up there in 1, 2, and 3. But then there's times where it looks like that Philly running game bails him out. That tush push does bail him out. Yes, it does. But I will say this. I used to say that he had to ghost to Tua Tagovailoa after being sat in the national championship. But he does not have that ghost anymore. Give me Jalen Hurts at number 5.
And Jason, who do you got at number 5?
Starting number 5 here, I got to throw him in there because that Lions offense is still potent. And a lot of it has to do with Jared Goff delivering the football. I don't think he gets enough credit. Again, the trade from LA, not being believed in. Any other guys, some of these other guys would have folded up shop and just faded away. But what he has done in Detroit and the buy-in that the team has around him, and Dan Campbell, of course, who is probably one of the most master motivators there is out there. He just needs to get out of his own way and work on some better play calling there in the playoffs, but that's a whole nother story. But Jared Goff, he has Amon-Ra, the sun god, probably, if not one of the best wide receivers in the league. Jameson Williams, he's got Sam Laporta at the tight end position, a two-headed monster at the running back position. So Jared Goff, 4,600 yards last year passing, 37 and 12 touchdowns. Those Lions were 15-2. They were clicking on all cylinders. They should have been in the Super Bowl. I mean, they were that good of a team. Just some bad plays here and there really cost them. Their defense being injured last year really, really what hurt them. Being down a lot of their top defenders really just killed them. So hopefully they can step it back up. And I still think they're going to be the beast of the NFC North. I can see them having another 14, 15 win season this year. And again, Jared Goff at the helm, he is doing some unbelievable things delivering the football. So give him some credit, give him some flowers. Jared Goff, top 5, period.
And I think the top 4 was the hardest for me to distinguish on. These are all, this is the most interchangeable stretch of the entire rankings for me. At number 4, this was hard. I wanted to put him a little higher. It's Josh Allen. He's coming off an MVP year.
Wow.
Yeah. 4? Yeah. 4. This could very easily change in like a day. This is where I landed. Really, really good. Just can't get over the hump. Can't beat Kansas City when it matters. They're consistently right there, and they just can't get it done. And that's where I landed with him at 4. I couldn't put him any higher than that. Shannon, I know it feels ridiculous to say, Shannon, who do you have at 4?
Man, I got at number 4 the only guy that beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game, and that's Joe Burrow at number 4. I like Joe. I like Joe with the way that he plays. Joe is all world. Joe can ball, but God Almighty, that offensive line is going to get that man killed. I mean, he's got the guys to throw the ball to. He's Chase and
because that's all they care about.
Yes,
They don't care about defense. They don't care about offensive line.
And Joe Joe gonna be like too if they keep that mess up, man. And I hate that. I don't want that for anyone. But Joe can ball. Man. I would love to put him higher, but that offensive line scares me. Joe can play. You can make a argument for all four of the next four quarterbacks. We can all make an argument of why they should be number one. Joe should be number one, but that offensive line is what gets him. Give me Joe at number 4. Joe.
And Jason, who you got at number 4?
Well, these next 4 picks, I think if I've created a little buzz or shocked you at all in the rest of my list, I think here's where it hits the fan. Right now, number 4, Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes had a really off year last year. Yes. Nope. Patrick Mahomes, number 4. Listen, he threw for 3,900 yards last year, but had an off year. Is Travis Kelce, Mr. Swift, is he going to be reliable this year? Xavier Worthy, he's not a number 1. Is Rashid Rice going to be healthy?
Ridiculous.
Who are they going to throw? I love it. Who are they going to?
Out of pocket.
Listen, number 4, Patrick Mahomes. I'm not talking about as a team. We're talking about as a quarterback. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is number 4.
No!
Look at Royals. Is Royals going to show up as a rookie? Hollywood Brown gets hurt all the time. Listen, I think Patrick Mahomes takes a step back. The Chiefs take a step back this year. I think the dynasty is over. Guys, read it and weep. The writing's on the wall. Patrick Mahomes, number 4. Let's
Good
go.
Lord. Already.
I'm not over yet. It's not over.
Oh, good Lord.
It is not over.
Man. Yeah. That threw me off a little bit.
Let's go.
At number 3,
Let's go. Shock the
Lamar
world,
Jackson
baby.
at number 3. He just had the best season of his career. He is phenomenal. Baltimore's got a great thing going. John Harbaugh, good head coach, just fallen short in the postseason again, but they're right there. Really, really good football team. Lamar, phenomenal player. I was super close to actually having him at 1. In all honesty, it was really, really close for me. Shannon, who do you got here at number 3?
Yeah, Lamar. I gotta go with Lamar at number 3. Lamar is stat line, walking stat line. Man can ball. Numbers. With Lamar Jackson. I just need Lamar Jackson to go to the Super Bowl. All I need him to do is go to the Super Bowl, and he can't. It's like, man, it's like you're there. I mean, you go back-to-back MVP. Okay, I get it. You're a stat line all day long. They slept on you all day long. When you were in college, they slept on you. And shame on them for sleeping on you. Yes. But man, Lamar Jackson, stat line, but my man got to get rings. He got to get rings. He needs rings. So that's what I need from him. He's got the hardware. The offensive player of the year. He's got the MVP. He got 2 MVPs. That's great. Back-to-back MVP. Wonderful. It's good. But I need you to get that ring. Get the ring. So give me Josh Allen. No, I'm sorry. Give me Lamar Jackson, number 3.
Jason, I'm a little concerned to go to you next after what just happened, but who do you got at number 3?
If there's anything that New York is going to give you, he's going to give you his honest opinion. I'm not going to be a sheep. I'm telling you how I see it, and I speak of the truth. So number 3, I'm hanging out with my man Smitty here. I think Lamar Jackson is number 3 right now. He does have a lot to prove. He's got some weapons in Baltimore with Zay Flowers, Bateman. They just picked up D-Hop. Mark Andrews, is he going to show up this year? Isaiah Likely. My only concern is the questions about their kicker. I wonder if that's going to kind of like be one of those things that kind of just is a needle against them right now. And can he get over the hump? I think this is one of those biggest things that haunts him, and he tries too hard. This is one of those things, instead of just being talented and using your talent and just blacking out and go out there and be who you are and be the MVP we know you are and win games in the playoffs. He tries too hard. He wants to win that big game and then always falls short. And that's always going to be a knock against him until he wins that big one. So, but Lamar Jackson, he's the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL right now. He is all world. He is a stat machine when it comes to fantasy football. But is that team around him going to really support him? Is that defense going to show up? And that's one of the things I never thought I would ask about the Baltimore Ravens, is if they were going to have an actual defense, because Suggs ain't walking through that door. Ray Lewis may walk through the door and hype you up, but he ain't putting the pads on. So Baltimore defense, are you going to show up for Lamar Jackson this year? That's going to be my biggest question. So, but number 3, give me Lamar.
Okay. Number 2, I got Joe Burrow. If the Bengals made the playoffs, he would have won MVP last year, without a shadow of a doubt. He played lights out. He had a phenomenal season. He's got the weapons to throw to. Doesn't have the offensive line, the defense failing him week in, week out. They should have been in the playoffs. It's insane. But we know who my number 1's going to be, but we're going to touch on that in just a little bit. But yeah, Joe Burrow, just phenomenally talented, and that organization is doing him a massive disservice. They're not able to sign Trey Hendrickson to an extension. They're trying to screw over Shamar Stewart on the language in his rookie contract. It's honestly just kind of disgusting at this point. But Shannon, who do you got at number 2?
Slim margin, and I'm talking about paper thin on this one. Number 2 is Patrick Mahomes. I got him at number 2 because Mahomes has regressed in stats, yes. But one thing I can say about Patrick Mahomes, and nobody can say this at all about Pat, is that he's not a team player. That man regressed his stats. They moved all the guys around, Tyreek Lift, all that, his big time receiver, Mr. Kelsey, Mr. Swift, is got his head not in football. I don't think he does. But Patrick Mahomes went from being the dominant quarterback offensively, but letting that defense anchor. And you didn't hear him whine. You didn't hear him get mad. You didn't hear him yell at Andy Reid and the offensive coordinator. You didn't hear that from Patrick Mahomes. All he did was go out there and play and go out there and win. So I got to give credit where credit's due to Patrick Mahomes. He took out my boys twice, which breaks my heart, but that's no haterism or anything like that. The man is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's got rings. He's got MVPs. He's got stats. He's easily one of the best winners in football right now. You cannot deny him as winning, but we're saying quarterbacks. So give me to be the man. Woo! You got to beat the man, Pat Mahomes, at number 2.
There's a comment that just came through that I really don't like it. Burrow in Dallas would be awesome. That I would die. I don't want that at all. I mean, that would be an insane team, but
Don't hurt that. Don't hurt him.
I mean, dear Lord, that is
Don't hurt him.
that's a painful thought. Jason, who do you have on 2?
Man, you just had to do that, and then you asked my. Oof, man, that was rough. Okay,
Gotta keep you on your toes.
again, here we go. We're talking about QB. I'm here to speak the truth. My number 2, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, MVP season. He did that with literally no real number 1 wide receiver. Khalil Shakir. He has Elijah Moore now. Keon Coleman, his second year. What's he going to do? Dalton Kincaid. He didn't do anything last year. So, the tight end position was null and void. Cook at the running back position, I think, did real well. But Josh Allen runs the football. He throws the football. He throws the football to Josh Allen. Josh Allen catches the ball, scores touchdowns. Josh Allen, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He is phenomenal. He is all world. He needs to get over the hump. This is one of those things where it's kind of a Peyton Manning situation, where Peyton Manning kept running into this guy named Tom Brady and could never get over the hump. Finally, he got his one and got over it. And then, of course, he got a second one in Denver. But this is what Josh Allen, and this, again, is going to knock his career if he can't get the Buffalo Bills and that franchise to the Super Bowl. It is going to haunt him because, again, he has literally all of Western New York on his back trying to get to the Super Bowl and do what Kelly couldn't do 4 times in a row, which nobody really talks about, an amazing feat that Jim Kelly took the Buffalo Bills to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row, which is amazing. That needs to be touted even more, especially as how hard it is to even make a Super Bowl, let alone to do it 4 times in a row. But Josh Allen needs to win. He needs to win now. This is his year. It's not going. It's one of those things that, again, you talk about him, you talk about Lamar Jackson, and my number one, you talk about him. These are the things that haunt these top quarterbacks, the top 5, even like the top 10 quarterbacks, getting that one chip. Because you talk about a Dan Marino, a Dan Fouts. You look at some of the most historic quarterbacks in NFL history, they will trade their Hall of Fame jacket in. They will trade everything in just to get the chip. And I think that's one of those things that Josh Allen needs to do now. You got the hardware, you got the stats, you got the movie star wife now. Congratulations. But now it's time to win the Super Bowl. So Josh Allen needs to do that now, but he's my number 2.
And so, yeah, we know who my number 1 is. And we've talked a lot about guys who need to get that chip, guys who need to get over the hump, guys who need to beat the guy. Mahomes has done that. He's got his chips. He's the guy. He is the hump that Josh Allen cannot get over. That's why he ended up being my number 1 pick. Yes, bit of a down year. They still made the Super Bowl, got absolutely embarrassed by the Eagles, but all this discussion about these guys who need to get over the hump, who need to win their chip, Mahomes has done all of that already. That's why he's my number 1. I still think he's the best quarterback in the league. I still think the Chiefs are Super Bowl contenders. As long as that man is at quarterback, they absolutely can win the Super Bowl. Year in, year out, they're going to be contenders. Shannon, who do you got at number 1?
I got Josh Allen at number 1, and the reason why, Jason put it perfectly, he won more with less. There were people thinking that Josh Allen was the reason why the Bills were not that good of a squad after Stephon Diggs left. Oh, his best receiver is gone, and oh man, this is going on here. Josh Allen went out there and actually balled out and got an MVP. So I got to give credit where credit is due on that one. He played very, very good football this year with less. That I like to use the term right there, the nothing to lose offense that they had. It was nothing to lose. They went out there and it was like, you know what, Josh Allen, you can't do this with these guys. And Josh Allen said, hold my alcoholic beverage insert, and went out there and he played ball. He did well. It didn't get past the hump, couldn't beat the man to be the man. But in this one here, he is the man. Give me Josh Allen, number 1 quarterback in the NFL.
And Jason, this is the last ranking of the evening. Who do you have at number 1?
Well, again, this was tough. This is probably one of the hardest things I had to do, was sit down and rank 32 quarterbacks. Because again, to be even one of 32 guys in the world to be able to quarterback an NFL team right there is impressive. So congratulations to all 32 guys that made the list here, and to be considered an NFL quarterback, because it is a privilege and it is tough. So you start getting into the top 5. Now we're nitpicking, but my number 1, just looking at quarterback, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow threw for almost 5,000 yards last year. If Joe Burrow had an inkling of a defense, you talked about it earlier, Aaron, if he had an inkling of a defense last year, that team would have made the playoffs. Joe Burrow would have been the MVP. He is absolutely amazing. He gets the best out of his stud wide receivers. He's got Jamar Chase. He's got T. Higgins. He has some phenomenal wide receivers. If Chase is not 1A or 1B compared to Justin Jefferson, he's up there. And T. Higgins is up there too. But he distributes the football to other guys. He wins football games. They were only 9-8 last year, but because of Joe Burrow, that was the reason they didn't have a losing record. Joe Burrow, 43 touchdowns against 9 interceptions. He had an MVP season. He won in college. He came out of nowhere. He did the impossible, took LSU to the national championship game. He took the Bengals to a Super Bowl. which you talked about it. That franchise can't get out of its own way. It would be, if it wasn't for the Browns and the Saints, they would be the worst franchise in the NFL. But lucky enough, the Browns are there to kind of deflect a lot of that. But the Bengals do a lot of questionable things. But Joe Burrow is my number one quarterback this year. He is going to have another MVP season. And if the Bengals don't do something smart quickly and sign their defensive guys and get that defense back up and running, they are going to waste the best years of Joe Burrow's life. So it's interesting how we all have different number ones, but my number one right now, quarterback, Joe Burrow.
And on that note, that'll do it for the return of the Gridiron Address. Thanks again, everybody, to watching. Huge shout out to Shannon and Jason. Always glad to have y'all on the show. I appreciate you coming back for the first show back. It's been a long layoff. Got some studio upgrades. I'm going to be a problem with this soundboard. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, Michael might get sick of me after a couple weeks with this, but that'll do it for this evening. Thanks y'all for watching, and I hope everyone has a good